everybody, it's Riyadh from Love Amplified. How are you doing? So much happening at the moment. Everybody has an opinion, everybody weighing in, and so it should be. Everybody getting involved in some way or another. How are you getting involved? Are you? Or are you simply sitting in the wings, observing, confused, not really doing much? But here's the thing, whether you are sitting in the wings, on the sidelines, up in the stands, whether you actually on the field of play, you are always contributing. Even the act of not contributing, just the perspective you take, just the energy you vibrate at is a contribution, either in a negative sense or in a positive sense. There's a Native American tale that does the rounds on social media every so often. I'm sure most of you have read it or heard it. It's the story of the two wolves, the light wolf and the dark wolf. And it goes like this. A little boy goes up to his grandfather, who's the chief of the village, very wise old man, and he sits down on his lap and he says, "Grandpa, tell me a story." And the old man looks at him and says, "I'm going to tell you the story of the two wolves. The one is a light wolf who represents strength and courage and love and power. And the other one is the dark wolf who represents anger and everything negative, everything scary. And these two wolves are raging a war inside every single one of us. And this battle continues over and over and over again." And the little boy looks up to his granddad and he says, "So which one wins?" And his grandfather smiles at him and he says, "The one you feed." So this war is raging internally for each and every one of us. We all have the light wolf and the dark wolf inside of us. We all have the propensity to become negative, cynical, pessimistic, and on the other side to become compassionate, caring, loving, generous. And these two forces are always at play inside of us. And because the world is a reflection of what is happening inside of us at any given moment in time, these two forces are at play in the world all the time. And this is not like in the movies, or most movies, where it's clear cut who are the good guys and who are the bad guys. Because those lines aren't there. It is never clear cut as it is in the movies, not in real life anyway. Because even the bad guys don't believe they're the bad guys. Because from their perspective, whatever it is that they're doing is good. And the other people on the other side, it's exactly the same. So I think there's very few instances of somebody being innately evil and just wanting to perpetrate that on the world. I don't think that really is the case in most instances. So what is this all about? Well, when somebody is, let's call it a bad guy, what is really going on here? Because I don't believe anybody is innately bad or evil. I think perhaps they've just forgotten who they are and are operating from a flawed belief, flawed assumptions, and based on their model of reality, based on their model of the world, based on their framework, that's what is available to them. And I think becoming arrogant or superior to somebody you deem as wrong or bad simply puts you in that realm with them, if that is the perspective you adopt in. Out of Africa comes a wonderful tradition. I don't know if it's practiced much anymore, but when a child is born in a village, before they're born, the mother would go off and they would create a song for this child. They would sing a song that in some way was connected to the child. And when the child was born, everybody would come together and sing the song. And as the child grew up at different ceremonies or rituals, coming of age and all of that, they would sing the child's song to remind the child of who the child is. And if at some point during this person's life they strayed from, let's call it the traditions of the village, they strayed from the norm, they strayed from the right path, they were never ostracized, they were never punished. What would happen is all the villagers would gather once more in the center of the village around this particular person, and they would sing the song. They would sing this person's song to remind them of who this person is. And when this person becomes reconnected to who they are, to the essence of who they are, because that's what the song contained, the essence of who the person is. And when they were reminded of who they are, it became clear what path, we spoke about that, the illuminated path, what path to choose once more. And in view of that, I think we need to be constantly reminding ourselves of our song, of who we know ourselves to be. Because I think in times like this we can get lost. That message can get lost. And when that message is lost, when that connection to essence is lost, we become susceptible to all kinds of influences. We can lose our way. And now more than ever, we need to be reminding ourselves and each other. We need to be reminding everybody of what is good, what is whole, what is loving. Because these two forces can be brought down to the forces of fear and the forces of love. And when we are reminded of who we are, when we sing our song, then we can recalibrate once more to this good that's inside all of us. And imagine if every single one of us was singing our song, and this song was harmonious with life, because it is. There's a song inside each and every one of us. When Zidane was born, before he was born, Naz and I chose a song for him. And it's a song that has very special meaning. The lyrics speak to what we hoped for him and what we still do. And every time the song plays, it evokes this feeling inside of me. It brings up such a powerful energy of love and connection, and a reminder of the context we set for his birth and for him. And I play it all the time, and it always brings tears to my eyes because of so much power that exists in it. And I think we need to constantly play our songs that help us connect, that allow us to resonate with all that is good. And we need to take a stand on it now more than ever. We need to remind ourselves every day. We need to remind each other every day. Because what is happening is not a coincidence. I say this all the time. can never be. That's what is meant to happen. But what we choose to have happen next is entirely up to us. So keep reminding yourself, keep connecting. And in the next day or so, we're going to send out a reminder of who we are and what it is that we stand for and how we can connect on a deeper level. Do not sit on the sidelines. You can't. You are contributing all the time. Now make sure you're contributing from a place of heart. Make sure you're not getting sucked into the negativity that is around. What's your song? Go and play it now. Thank you. Speak to you tomorrow. Ciao.